Hello, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Merriam, and today I am playing an interesting take on Grixis control in Modern. We see pretty typical cards like Lightning Bolt, Serum Visions, and Cryptic Command against less typical cards, Jace Vern's Prodigy, and Nimble Obstructionist. Hopefully I get to stifle some fetch lands, or maybe something even better. I don't know. This hand looks pretty good, though. Couple lands, got a way to find a third, which I really want, and even a fourth. I have a piece of early interaction and even an early threat here at Jace, which I can flip pretty quickly between Visions and Bolt and Fetch lands. So that's already 3 cards. The loot will get 4. I really need to find like another Fetch land. Definite keep. Opponent on the play, also on 7. So this 8 rack. Starting with basic swamp makes me think 8 rack, but it could just be like a Jund or Mardu deck that drew one of their basic swamps. It'll be telling to see which card they take with this Inquisition of Kozilek. I mean, if they are 8 rack, then Jace is probably the best one, unless they have like a Smallpox or a removal spell. Okay, they're just taking Visions, so that's actually a pretty bad sign, I think. I think that's telling that our opponent has a way to answer the cards that are in our hand. My guess is that they don't play something we can bolt here, so I'll just get the tapped land in. Okay, Blood Crypt. So Mardu. This is more Mardu? Okay, so now their plan is to take the Cryptic Command. Hopefully their plan was to take the Lightning Bolt and I just blew it up, but I assume they're taking Cryptic Command here. And I'm also assuming this is a Mardu Pyromancer deck, so I bet they have this Jace very well covered, but I don't really see myself doing anything else with it, so why don't we just force them to act and cast a removal spell? I only have like a couple discard spells, yeah. And now Thoughtseize, so this should take the Obstructionist and yeah, leave me with some bolts. This is not going so well. They have 4 Instants of Sorceries in the graveyard, but they did miss a land drop there, and they don't have 2 red. So Bedlam Reveler is now the card I'm worried about. This Lingering Souls is also a problem. You know what card I would love to draw is Pia and Kiran Nalaar. That is going to be a really good one in this matchup. I'm kind of inclined to save this Thoughtseize because I don't think they have good cards in their hand. I don't really want to take a Lingering Souls if that's what they have. Their hand is probably something like Souls, Reveler, or 2 removal spells. The question is, like, what would I be protecting if I drew a threat later? And I'm not sure. And if I drew like Pia and Kiran, I would have wanted to Thoughtseize. If I draw Cryptic Command, I would have wanted to Thoughtseize. I guess I can just Thoughtseize now. I think because all my threats are 4 mana that I want to draw, like my best draws are 4. Ooh. Well, I was hoping to just sort of take the Reveler and prepare for the long game, but they have K Command. And K Command is just going to get back the Reveler, so I guess I'll take that. I guess that runs into a problem where I put the 5th spell in their graveyard, so if they just draw a red Saurus, they can Reveler immediately. But then they discard 2 Pyromancers to do that, so they don't gain a lot of card advantage. I'm just going to take the K Command. They're going to cast that Reveler at some point. Unless I draw another Thoughtseize, or... I guess if they don't draw a removal spell and I draw Jace, but it'd be hard for them to not draw a removal spell and not draw land. Okay, Visions is a pretty good draw. Okay, I've drawn Snap K Command. That is insane. So I'm going to top this. I'm going to top both, but I want to draw the Snap first so that I can Thoughtseize this Reveler out of their hand, hopefully. Ah! 1 turn away. Oh yes, they cast Lingering Souls to try to get some value. Okay. That Souls is still a problem. But we'll figure out what to do about it after we finish dealing with this Reveler. Let's not seize. Still at 15, so reasonable life total here. Take the Reveler, leave them with these Pyromancers against my 2 bolts. But they still have 4 spirits. Oh, jeez, another Lingering Souls. No. That is going to be tough. Because I really need to save these bolts for the Pyromancers. Okay, let's start trading, I guess. Yes, I actually want them to trade. I guess they're at 13, so they kind of have to. If they started taking that, there's a chance I can just burn them out, but it's going to be tough to power through all these Lingering Souls. Again, P and Kieran, that would trade for 2 of them and leave me with a 2/2. For now, I think I'm just going to get back the Snap and make them discard one of these Pyromancers, because that frees up a bolt to answer a Spirit. And I'd rather do it that way, because once they get land 4, they can play Pyromancer, immediately flash back a Lingering Souls, and get an Elemental out of the deal, and every 1/1 is valuable. So, target player discards a card and return a creature. Is it possible that I want to get back Jace Vryn's Prodigy here with them on 0? Yeah, because then I can only start. Then I can just minus on the K command and soak up 2 damage when they attack the Jace. Yeah, I'm gonna run it. Let's get back Jace and make you discard. I'm going to get Swamp here to save my life total. I'd also love to draw the 1 Liliana Last Hope. That would be excellent. This also lets me loot next turn, which is nice, so I get a little bit of card selection. They're down to this 1 Pyromancer. Do I have is there an Electrolyze in this deck? I didn't think so. Yeah, it's all spot removal. This is Faithless Looting. Okay. So they're going to pitch away this Pyromancer. I guess they're definitely trying to find a removal spell, which is kind of rough, and there's a good chance they found it. No, they just found another Lingering Souls. So they still have the Pyromancer in their hand, but this is a lot of souls. 5. Don't think I'm going to be able to deal with them in time. Okay, that's interesting. Definitely discard this. If I just say K command, like kill a spirit, have you discard Pyromancer, bolt 2 other spirits, plus on another one, and then, yeah, I kind of like that. Target for 2 damage and discard a card. This one, I want to leave up 2 red for the 2 bolts. Yeah. I need to contain these things. So many souls. Okay, they drew a land. Yeah, they're going to really try to apply a lot of pressure by flashing back both souls and hold on to the looting for later. They're all going at me, so yeah, definitely just bolting to spirit tokens, which feels really bad, but it is what it is. So they're going to be down to 6 tokens here. That's still a lot. Lingering Souls is really good. Interesting card to have drawn. Because that can help stabilize what's going on here. But I kind of want to get back this Snapcaster. So if I Kolaghan's Command, rebuy Snap, kill a Spirit, then I get put into Bolt range, which is rough. Because I don't think I have a way to gain life out of it. But if I start Crypticking now, I'm not sure what I draw to get out of this. Maybe my plan should be to start Crypticking now and hopefully find a Pia Kirin and use the Pia Kirin to start doing things. Maybe I can K-command that back. I don't know how it'll die, but maybe there's something there. Maybe I need to try to like draw both Cryptics and race this Jace up. But I don't even if I do that, it's going to be hard for me to win that race with even the Jace emblem. I wish I had another blue land here, because then I could at least like flash back a Serum Visions or try to set up my draws and do something else relevant while I Cryptic here. Because if I Cryptic, I'm probably just plussing, and I don't really know what that does. Maybe what am I doing next to these K commands? I don't really have good draws. I have all these like 1-for-1 removal spells that just don't do a whole lot, and discard spells. Lingering Souls is definitely a problem. I've got some Staticasters at least in the sideboard, but if I'm not gonna ever find a way to really deal with these souls in one fell swoop, I think I need to start dealing with them now. And that means getting back this Snapcaster. So let's target the K command. Return a creature and 2 damage. Turn Snap. And pass the turn. My guess is I end up just dying to a Lightning Bolt at some point here, but I think that's my best chance. The third Souls was tough. I assume they're all going at me. Yep. I'm at 3. Yep, just digging for a bolt. I mean, a discard spell for them here would be good. Not really sure. Yeah, they have a Thoughtseize. Well, that's rough. I need to discard a third. Is there a way I could have like gotten aggressive? I don't think so. Really need to find a Pia Kirin. That was it. That's sort of my main deck way to help against Lingering Souls. Yeah, I was going to say, I assume they take the Cryptic Command. There's a Pia Kirin. So let's just plus. And hope that if they brick this turn, maybe we got a shot. Because I'm going to survive at 1. They discarded another looting. That's a problem. So they need to break on 3 draws. Okay. Let me block. This might just be their way of playing like a K command or something, which I couldn't beat. Collective Brutality. So, yeah, it looks like a Brutality. Yeah. Man, we were close on that one. Inquisition would not have been good. I guess like we'd be at 1, they'd still have 3 spirits, and I'd be able to deal with 1 with the Jace, 1 with the Snapcaster. So yeah, I guess maybe I didn't have it. I think I still needed to hit. So even if they brick off their Faithless Looting, that Inquisition kills me. What could I have done? Yeah, just not there. Too many Lingering Souls. Definitely a tough card. I think I kind of like Kalidas. Do I? Is Surgical good? Surgical might actually be good. Staticaster is definitely good. This card is probably good. As long as I generate a bunch of mana. The thing is, like, Nibble Obstructionist is not good. Liliana of the Veil is not good. My discard spells I don't think are good. Inquisition is definitely not good. At least Thoughtseize can tag Bedlam Reveler. So this is 58 cards, so I need 2 more. I have enough spot removal between bolts and terminates to deal with their creatures, so I don't think I need pushes. I don't think Brutality is good. So I can either bring in Kalidas, I think, or Counter Squall. If they have Planeswalkers, I think Kalidas is better. Even though I'm probably not making a lot of zombies. It's a 3/4. It's actually kind of hard for them to kill. And the lifelink is pretty nice. And if I ever make like 1 zombie off of it, it's great. And they could be bringing in some other creatures here. So I'm going to try Kalidas for now. I guess I'm a little scared with this configuration of Hazoret. That's one reason to want Liliana of the Veil. Hazoret is, it's like a 1-of. Yeah, this hand looks pretty good. The Jace is not great, but I have ways to like fix my draws, which I like, so I'll keep. Maybe the Jace will live. They mulligan to 6, that's good. And Scry to the bottom, even better. Fumarole should also be pretty good. I guess I should be cognizant of Blood Moon. I don't think I was very cognizant of Blood Moon last game. So do I want to get Basic Swamp here? Yeah, if they got Basic Swamp, I definitely want to get Basic Swamp. It'll be awkward with Vision. Maybe I get Basic Island first and try to find the Basic Swamp off of the Visions. Because then I get to cast both of them. Yeah, I think I just want to cast both Visions this turn, so I'll get the Island first. And we'll try to find a Black Source. So I have Logic Knot that can answer a Blood Moon, but if they have another discard spell, it doesn't. And if I'm able to answer Blood Moon, I have this Tar Pit as a Black Source, and I want to keep the K command. I think it's just a good card, but it's kind of awkward to use in the spot we're in. Just getting back the Jace. I think I'm going to bottom it. I definitely want to keep the Black Source, even though it's one that doesn't work through Moon. I think the K command is going to be hard to actually do anything with. Well, now we're in a weird spot. The other thing is I want another red source to land this Pia and Kieran. So, yeah, I'm just going to bottom both of these. We'll find those cards later in the game. I just want to make some land drops here. Hopefully not get locked under this Blood Moon. Sacred Foundry. Into looting. Are they digging for a discard spell, or do they already have it? Maybe I'm supposed to cut a Terminate in this matchup. I have too many removal spells. Yeah, they have a discard spell, so they can take the Logic Knot here and land a Blood Moon. But Blood Moon will only shut off the Terminate, which is nice. Yeah, I'm getting Blood Moon next turn. Definitely getting Blood Mooned. Okay. Ooh, not getting Blood Mooned. Well, now I can't cast P and Kieran, so that's awkward. But I can cast Jace. So let's play this tapped, hold up the Bolt, and play Jace. They have 4 spells in their graveyard. Now, is this the Blood Moon? If they Blood Moon us here, I'll be able to ditch the Terminate. Okay, that doesn't look like a Blood Moon. This is Liliana. Oh, it is. Surprised they would get Blood Crypt instead of just basic Swamp. I guess they really, okay, they must have Bedlam Reveler, and they really wanted second red. Okay, well, let's loot. And I'm just going to discard a land because I might need this Terminate if I find one of my 2 basic swamps. And should I Visions here or plus? Unsure. Should I? If I Visions and they have like a K command, they can't really use the K command that well. But we'll end up just pretty much trading resources when I'm kind of drawing off the top. Yeah, I think I just want to Visions. I really would just want to find black mana. Well, this is kind of interesting. They're at 13, and this is 4 bolts in my hand, so I'm going to top and just get aggressive now. Between the PA and the 4 bolts, I should be able to deal them 13. Hopefully they don't have a Collective Brutality. Molten Rain. Well, that turns off one of the bolts. I'm going to trade one off so that Jace can check the other one. But I was not expecting Molten Rain. We do still have lethal, right? Yeah, because I got them to 10 here. Now I deal them 2 with the P and Kieran, and then bolt them 3 times. So yeah, that's their 5th spell. They get to Reveler. Discard. They brought in Leyline of the Void. They had another Molten Rain. Young Pyromancer. So this should be it. Oh, come on. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to bolt them twice and let them take an uncastable spell. And there should be dead. Well, that's an interesting way for this game to end. Bolt you again. All red mana. This P and Kieran card's pretty good. And game. So they got very punished for fetching out a Blood Crypt, right, when they played the Blood Moon. I guess they ended up not finding another red source, but yeah, I guess maybe they had to. They just happened to draw the Marsh Flats instead of land that could find basic mountain. I did not see Hazoret. I saw a bunch of other sideboard cards, so I don't really have to be worried about that. They did leave in Blood Moon, so I should be cognizant there. But I have a good number of fetches. I have 10 fetches and 6 basics, so I shouldn't be that worried about Blood Moon. Are there ways that I can like help myself against it? Maybe I don't want these Kalidases because they're double black, and it's gonna be kind of hard to get to double black against Blood Moon. Do I want Counter Squall instead? Counter Squall does not seem very good. It would probably just be having Inquisition instead, which does help against Blood Moon, but it's also just not a good top deck. I think I'm going to stay with the Kalidases. Look, they don't have a lot of Blood Moons. I guess they usually have 2 or 3, but... It's just that the other options are so uninspiring. I'm gonna stay with it. Yeah, I think this is a keep. They again mulligan. That's lucky. I do have a way to get a basic. I can Visions to set up. Not a fan of having a bunch of bolts in my hand, but at least I can deal with an early Pyromancer, which is their one way to really apply pressure. I am going to be a little vulnerable to Blood Moon. Wow, mull at 5. Okay. Well, that'll help. And they scry to the bottom. No turn 1 discard spell this time. Ooh, Jace is a good one. Let's get our island, shall we? And Visions, and... Huh. I kind of want to Thoughtseize them next turn, but I don't think I want the Pia, even though it's a good card. I already have 2 4-mana cards in my hand and not a 4th land, but I like the Thoughtseize. Okay. Yeah, they probably just have a bunch of removal, and now playing Jace into it would let them use their mana, so let's just Thoughtseize away. Take any potential Blood Moon. Oh wow, they just have all lands and a Lingering Souls. So, yeah, take half of your Lingering Souls, 2 Blackleaf Cliffs, and a mountain. So those are the cliffs. Did they draw Blood Moon? Molten Rain. Okay, well, that's also pretty good. So I know the 2 cards in their hand. I guess now I really need to find lands, so let's get this Jace onto the battlefield. Yeah, just Flashback Souls, probably play this tapped Cliffs. And I'm going to Visions first, because I really want to hit a land drop here, and I can gain access to the cards I scry into with the Jace. I drew a land anyway. Okay. I'm going to bottom the K command, but top the Logic Knot, because that will counter any important card they play. And let's, yeah, activate this. I think I can just discard a Lightning Bolt. Yeah, that seems right, because Jace checks one of the spirits. So now we are in the driver's seat. How many Water Graves are in my deck? Just the 1. That's awkward, since that's the land I really want to get. Wow, they played the mountain. They must have a bunch of lands in their hand, because usually you want to save some for a potential Faithless Looting. I am just going to bolt this thing on end step, but I'm not going to crack the fetch because I don't know what land I want to find. Yeah, I'm going to stay in this holding pattern until I find another land. I'm thinking of maybe flashing back the Serum Visions to dig for it, but then I had this fetch uncracked in play. I do want to start like doing something. I can't cast Bedlam Reveler with only one spell in the graveyard, so that's good. Another Kalitas is not a good draw. I guess I am applying pressure of a sort because eventually this is Jace Ultimates. So I think I can just sit here. I'm not really worried about most of the things they can have. They don't have white mana for Lingering Souls, which is also funny to note. This could be a troubling one. I think I'm just going to Logic Knot it because they can't cast Bedlam Reveler right now. I just don't want them to get extra tokens that I have to deal with. If I Logic Knot, I have to knot for 4, so I'm going to exile the 2 lands, the Thoughtseize, and a Bolt. So yeah, so I still don't want to crack the fetch. So Tarn, Grave. I guess I can just do the... No, I'm just never Thoughtseizing them. Ugh. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. How many Steam Vents are in my deck? 2. Okay, so now I'm definitely going to get a Steam Vents on end step and flashback Serum Visions to try to make more land drops. And there is a land drop. So this can get basic Swamp in case of Blood Moon. And let's -3 on Visions. And even more lands. Great. K-Command seems like a reasonable card. Yeah. I like both of those, and I'll just pass the turn. Jeez, I'm at 7. How am I at 7? I'm going to let this happen. They might have a Bolt here to finish off the Jace, but that's fine. Okay, they don't. Now I'm going to hold up Cryptic Command and plus on this. Maybe I'm supposed to get the Kalitas down. No, that's all. I want to stay above double Bolt range, and I'll get Kalitas down next turn. So, plus again. And play Kalitas. They have made a bunch of land drops here still, which is great. And I think it's going to be hard for them to get back into this. Even if they have like 2 removal spells to deal with Kalitas. I have another one. I have all these cards still left in my hand. Not sure if I've played this game particularly well. The Pyromancer Molten Rain turn was kind of brutal. I definitely scryed a bunch of good spells at the bottom looking for lands, though. And that's been my problem, is just not hitting land drops. That's pretty good. Where is this 2 damages going to me? Ugh. Okay. Field of Ruin. At least that's a land that doesn't cost me any life. Plus there. Now we'll attack. I also have to end this game kind of quickly. I have 4 minutes. That's plenty of time. Okay, gaining life there up to 8. I'm not having the removal spell. Makes me feel really good. And now I'm going to have... This is kind of awkward. Because I can't Cryptic and Bolt. Because I have both Swamps and Field of Ruin. There's no way that they would Pyromancer before Reveling for 5. I guess not. Well, I'm going to counter this for sure because I don't. Even if they have Pyromancer plus some other spell and get a token, I get to kill their Pyromancer and make a zombie. Yeah, they have to be very dead. Ooh, all the basics. I can even get. I have 1 basic left to get this Field of Ruin. Plus on this. Push you for 3. Hold up my cards. Maybe I should have minus there, because then I can minus next turn and play the other Jace this turn. Flip it. I don't know. Trying to play fast now that I'm very far ahead. Yeah, another land. This might be a Lingering Souls. Oh, just nothing? Well, sure. Plus on this. Mush you. I just don't have to do anything but be reactive. Yeah, sure, they chump now. And I'll pass. It's a weird time to crack the fetch because I want to get the white source, but I'm just going to Field of Ruin it. Now I get to Field of Ruin it before they cast a spell with it. Got to avoid that temptation to always crack an end step. Okay, now they think they can make a bunch of tokens. Ooh, they have a Dreadbore. Well, let's bolt this in response and get a 2/2. Okay, sure. Yeah, they just had the Dreadbore, I guess, and that was it. And I just have another Kalia. I just have an embarrassment of riches. There's no way they come close to winning that game. Rough go of it for my opponent there in the 3rd game. This is definitely a very attrition-oriented matchup, and mulliganing to 5 was a huge deal. And they also didn't really have a very good 5. I mean, just the Lingering Souls and a bunch of lands. Molten Rain is a card that's good when you're applying pressure. They weren't really applying any pressure because of the mulligan. I'm able to answer their 1 big threat to gain some card advantage, and they didn't. They actually also just didn't really draw removal for my threats. So basically nothing went right there for my opponent. And I didn't have a great draw, but against their draw, it was an easy game. But the first 2 games are a lot more indicative of how the matchup goes. Lingering Soul is definitely a big problem, and the game where they're able to cast a bunch of them, I had a lot of trouble dealing with them. And the other 2 games, they didn't really cast a lot of them. And you could deal with a couple Thopters here and there, or Spirits here and there, especially with P and Kieran in the deck. But if you don't have those good answers, then Lingering Souls is just, God, that card is so good against any removal-heavy like Disruption, Attrition deck. And that's one of the reasons that Mardu has been doing better of late. We've had a bit of a fairer metagame in Modern, a lot of control decks, some mid-range decks, and even some of the aggro decks, like against Humans and Affinity Souls is fine, especially against Affinity. So, Lingering Soul is a great card, but not enough here with the power of my wacky Grixis cards. Didn't really get to see some of the unique choices in this deck do a lot of work. Nimble Obstructionist is a liability against Souls, but Kalitas did some, just as a 4-mana 3/4, did some work, and we definitely saw Pia and Kieran do some work. It was the only card that could maybe get me back into that game. I also saw Jace do a lot of work. This is just a powerful Magic card. So, yeah, really just nimble obstructionist. I know I wanted to get them with it, but you know, you can't have it all. I'll take the Mold of 5 in the victory. And, hope you enjoyed watching that one, and you can come back and see me on Wednesday. Bye.